Hello, welcome back to the range. I'm Britt and I've got one of my favorite guns with me here, which is my kind of primary single action gun. You may recognize this and call it a Remington 1858. This was actually released in 1863. It's the Remington New Model Army, but it features the similar loading lever that was patented in 1858. This one right here has a cartridge conversion cylinder in it, so I'm going to be using cartridges today, but I'm going to be mixing it up a little bit more, and I'm going to be shooting wax from Bandit shooting supplies. So these are 45 caliber wax slugs. I've got shot shell primers, and I've got modified 45 Colt cartridges that take the 209 primer, and the primer itself is what propels the wax. There's no powder of any kind, and this is accurate. It says out to 7 yards, so I've got some targets set up at 7 yards, and we're going to shoot those a little bit. So we can talk about the Remington a little bit more. Again, this is commonly called the 1858 because of the patent. This is actually a New Model Army, which came out in 1863, but there are about 10 different versions of this gun in 44 caliber, in 36, all different models. And so if you haven't seen this, it's kind of a neat mechanism. You lower the loading lever, and then you slide this pin out, put the gun on half cock, and the cylinder just rotates right out. And this is a conversion cylinder, 6 shots. So this has the special modern patent on this to take 6 45s. They're slightly angled so they can get all 6 in there, but this has a little indicator pin to tell you where you're at, but it's got the hand receiving milling and everything in there, and some internal hammers, spring hammers. So what we're going to do is going to go through the process of loading it up, and I'm going to load 5. So what I'll do is I'll take out 5 of these modified cartridges, and I'm going to get my wax slugs out. The way these load is real simple. You just take the wax slugs, you put them in, you just put them down on the shell, just like that. We'll make these up real fast. It's real easy. There's a couple advantages to these. These wax shells are used in single action fast draw competition. They can be used for inside shooting. Single Action Shooting Society has done some inside shoots with them, and so they're safe to use inside and of course outside. They're really fast to reload, but the big advantage to these is the price. To get initially set up with 500 of the wax bullets, 50 shells, and about 1,000 primers to use with this puts you at about a nickel a shot. And once you've paid for your initial investment, if all you're doing is buying the primers and the cast wax, it calculates out to about 2 cents a shot, which if you've bought 45 Colt, you know is really cheap, because you're taking it from about 50 cents a practice shot to about 2 cents. So it's really economic. So there's a safety element to this, but really it's an economics element. And these are made in multiple different calibers. I have this set up for 45, I have it for 38, I have it for 12 gauge, and it's not just the 45 can be used in the Colt, it can be used in a Schofield. I haven't tried it I have a Webley that shoots 45 auto rim, but I haven't tried that, but I'm assuming it would probably work in that even if I use the moon clips. So there's a lot of different options. So you just put your shotgun primer, 209 primer in there, and we'll go ahead and put it in and load these. So this loads outside of the gun. Tell you what, since we're at the range, I'm just going to go ahead and load up 6. I think we're pretty safe here. Normally when I'm doing single action shooting, I only load 5, but I'm pretty safe with these. And then this goes back together. Get it to cooperate. There we go. And these Remingtons, the cylinder goes back in from the same side. It's a little tricky. You kind of have to rotate them so that you turn that hand, and you get this set to where the pin goes back in. Bring the loading lever back up, and you're ready to fire. So I'm going to go around this way. I'll put some eye and hearing protection on. I'll take some shots with the wax, and in a minute I'll turn the camera around where you can see the targets. Again, we're shooting the Remington New Model Army. I've got 6 wax bullets loaded up. This is a single action gun, so pointed down range. I'll show you safely. This trigger doesn't do anything. It's single action. So it's only when we cock the hammer that we're ready to fire. Cocked. I'll leave my finger off the trigger until I'm ready. We'll aim. We're going to shoot Dula style, and we'll see if we can hit the target. And we did, and I heard it. There's no recoil or anything to these. They're very, very light. They certainly will hit the target. You can hear that ring. I set out to, now I'm shooting at 10 yards right here, and I'm still hitting my mark. And click, so there we go. Take these off, and I'm going to load up again, and I'll turn the camera around where you can see what's going on. Alright, I heard them all ring that time. Alright, well, we're losing light pretty quickly, so that's it for today's wax shoot and the Pieta version of the Remington New Model Army. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.